Hello young historians, and welcome back to a history adventure. Today, we re-journeying back in time to one of the most exciting periods in Chinese history. The Three Kingdoms era. Imagine a time when mighty heroes, clever strategists, and powerful armies clashed in an epic struggle for the future of a great land. It all started around the year 184 CE, when T-once powerful Han dynasty began to crumble. Think of it like a giant, magnificent castle that had stood for over 400 years. But now its walls were starting to crack. The emperors losing control, and powerful local leaders, called warlords, saw an opportunity. They started to build their own armies and fight for land and power. The whole country was in chaos, like a giant, messy playground with no one in charge. Out of this chaos, three major leaders began to rise above the rest. Their names were Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan. These weren't just ordinary men. They were ambitious, charismatic, and determined to bring order back to the land each. In their own way, they gathered loyal followers and fought many battles, slowly carving out their own territories from the ashes of the old dynasty. First, let's talk about Cao Cao. He was a brilliant and cunning leader who controlled the northern part of China. He was a skilled poet and a masterful military commander. Cao Cao established a powerful state called Wei. He was known for being very practical and sometimes a bit ruthless, but he was also great at finding talented people to help him. Think of him as the clever, ambitious captain of the biggest team on the playground. Next up is Liu Bei, who was known for his kindness and his desire to restore the glory of the Han dynasty. He was seen as a man of the people, a truly virtuous leader who cared deeply for his subjects. Liu Bei didn't start with much, but with the help of his sworn brothers, the mighty Guan Yu and the fierce Zheng Fai, he built his kingdom, Shu, in the southwest. Liu Bei was like the hero who always tries to do the right thing, even when it's the hardest path. And finally, we have Sun Quan. He inherited his lands in the southeast from his father and older brother. His kingdom was called Wu. Sun Quan was a wise and patient ruler, excellent at defending his territory, which was protected by the mighty Yangtze River. He was like the smart, strategic player who knows how to use his advantages to protect his home base. So, the stage was set, Wei in the north, Shu in the southwest, and Wu in the southeast. China was officially divided into three kingdoms. The most famous battle that cemented this division was the Battle of Red Cliffs in 208 CE. Cao Cao, with his massive army and fleet of ships, sailed down the Yangtze River, planning to conquer the south and unite China under his rule. He seemed unstoppable, but Liu Bei and Sun Quan decided to team up. It was a classic then im Yav, meine Mies, meine Mies, meine Mies, meine situation. Their combined forces were much smaller than Cao Cao's, but they had a secret weapon. Brilliant strategy, led by the genius strategist Zhuge Liang from Liu Bei's side and the commander Zhou Yu from Sun Quan's side. They devised a clever plan. Using fire ship's boats filled with flammable materials and set ablaze, they sailed straight into Cao Cao's massive, chained-together fleet. The wind was on their side, and the fire spread rapidly, destroying almost all of Cao Cao's navy. It was a spectacular and decisive victory for the Allies, forcing Cao Cao to retreat. This legendary battle ensured that China would remain divided into three for many years to come. With the map of China now split, each kingdom set up its own government, raised its own army, and made its own alliances. This was an age of legendary heroes and brilliant minds. People like Zhuge Liang, the fan-waving strategist from Shu, who seemed to be able to predict the future and control the weather. Then there was Sima Yi from Wei, Zhuge Liang's great rival, a patient and equally brilliant strategist. And who could forget Liu Bu, the most feared and powerful warrior on the battlefield. A one-man army. The stories of their skills, courage, and wit are still told today. For decades, these three kingdoms battled for control of China. There were incredible victories, heartbreaking betrayals, and countless heroic sacrifices. Each kingdom had its moments of glory, but it was a long and exhausting struggle. In the end, none of them could maintain their power forever. Eventually, the kingdom of Wei, now controlled by the Sima family, grew strong enough to conquer the kingdom of Shu. A few years later, they also defeated the kingdom of Wu. Finally, in the year 280 CE, a new dynasty, the Jin dynasty, was established by the Sima family, and China was united once again. The era of the Three Kingdoms had come to an end. Although the Three Kingdoms period lasted for less than 100 years, its legacy is immortal. It gave us some of the most thrilling stories ever told, tales of brotherhood, loyalty, unmatched intelligence, incredible bravery, and mind-bending strategy. Even today, these legends are everywhere. The famous novel, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, is one of the most popular books in history, and countless movies, TV shows, video games, and comic books continue to be inspired by this amazing, action-packed era of heroes and wars. It truly was a legendary time. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through ancient China. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next historical adventure. See you next time.